You don't need revenge. You don't need closure. You need composure. When a relationship ends, it feels like your entire world collapses. The messages stop. The laughter fades. The person who once felt like home becomes a stranger. You wake up, and the silence screams louder than their words ever did. Every corner of your room feels heavier, the bed, the chair, the air itself. Your mind replays every moment. What you could have said, what you should have done, what you wish had gone differently. And in those quiet hours, you feel small, as if your entire worth left with them. You stare at your phone, hoping for one more text, one more explanation, one more, "I miss you." But nothing comes. That's the first lesson in love the Stoics understood. People come and go, but your peace must remain. The pain you feel right now is not weakness. It's proof that you cared. It's the echo of love's impermanence, the reminder that everything beautiful in life is borrowed, not owned. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they all knew heartbreak in their own way. They lost family, lovers, children, friends. And yet, they faced loss with clarity, not chaos. They taught that no one can truly break your heart unless you give them the power to. Because the pain is not in what they did, it's in what we expected. We expect love to stay the same. We expect people to mean what they once said forever. We expect connection to outlive change. But love, like everything in this world, moves with time. It grows, shifts, sometimes fades. And the more we fight that truth, the more we suffer. So what if, instead of fighting the pain, you sat with it? What if, instead of blaming them, you learned from the loss? What if this heartbreak isn't the end, but the beginning of becoming unshakable? Because Stoic love isn't about avoiding pain. It's about feeling deeply, without being destroyed by what you feel. It's about standing in the middle of heartbreak and still choosing peace over panic, understanding over anger, reflection over reaction. You see, you don't heal by pretending you're fine. You heal by learning what this pain is trying to teach you. Maybe it's teaching you to stop depending on someone else for your happiness. Maybe it's showing you how to let go of control. Or maybe it's simply reminding you that love is meant to elevate you, not empty you. So today, let's walk the Stoic path through heartbreak. Let's learn how to face love's ending with dignity, to feel without falling apart, to remember that calm isn't cold, it's powerful, and that silence isn't weakness, it's strength. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Inhale peace, exhale the past. Now, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Join a community of calm minds and strong hearts, people who are learning to love without losing themselves. Because this isn't just another talk about heartbreak. It's a lesson in emotional mastery, in how to rise above what hurt you, and become someone even heartbreak can't shake. Now let's begin. Accept that loss is part of love. The first Stoic truth is this: everything you love is temporary. It sounds harsh, almost cruel, doesn't it? But it's not meant to make you afraid of love, it's meant to make you grateful for it. Epictetus once said, "When you kiss your child, remind yourself that you are kissing a mortal." Not to rob you of joy, but to remind you that every moment is a gift, not a guarantee. The same is true in love. Every laugh, every message, every shared silence, it was all borrowed time. And when life asks for it back, we call it heartbreak. But the Stoic looks at this and says, of course it ends. Everything in nature does. The sun sets. The tides recede. The seasons change. Why should love be any different? Yet somehow we cling to the illusion that it should last forever. We say things like, they were supposed to be my forever. But forever is not promised, not even to the strongest hearts. What's promised is this moment. And this moment is enough, if you're present for it. So when they leave, don't curse the universe. Thank it for the time you shared. Because love, even when it ends, still had meaning. Think about it, every love teaches you something. The passionate ones show you how deeply you can feel. The painful ones show you how strong you can become. And the peaceful ones show you how calm love can be when you're finally whole. Maybe this breakup isn't a punishment. Maybe it's a lesson, a mirror showing you how much you attached your happiness to someone else. The Stoic doesn't say, I shouldn't have loved. He says, I loved well and I learned. He accepts that loss is not the opposite of love, it's part of its nature. Just as waves are part of the sea, endings are part of relationships. So instead of asking, why did they leave? Ask, what can this ending reveal about me? Because heartbreak is not just the closing of a chapter, it's the revealing of your own depth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. That means love fully. But when the time comes to let go, do it with grace. Don't fight reality. Don't try to hold on to what's already fading. Because what you fight, you make heavier, and what you accept, you make lighter. Acceptance doesn't mean indifference. It means seeing the truth clearly and saying, yes, it hurts, but I will not let this pain poison my peace. It's sitting in the quiet and realizing, you're still here. You're still breathing. You still have a mind capable of wisdom, a heart capable of compassion, and a life still waiting to be lived. That's what loss teaches you, that peace doesn't depend on who stays. It depends on how you respond when they leave. So tonight, if your chest feels heavy and your thoughts won't slow down, try this. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say to yourself, I accept what is. I release what was. I trust what will be. Because the truth is, you haven't lost love. You've just been invited to learn what real love is. And that begins with loving yourself enough to accept that nothing is permanent, and yet, everything has purpose. Part 2, Detach with dignity. When something ends, our first instinct is almost always to hold tighter. We text them again. We scroll through their photos. We replay every memory like a movie we can't stop watching. We think, maybe if I say the right thing, they'll come back. But here's what the Stoics understood. The more you cling, the more you suffer. Seneca wrote, he who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than necessary. That's what emotional attachment does. It makes you live the loss over and over again, even after it's already happened. The Stoic way isn't about being cold, it's about being composed. It's not, I don't care. It's, I care deeply, but I choose not to destroy myself in the process. When you detach with dignity, you do it not out of pride, but out of self-respect. You stop begging for closure. You stop trying to explain yourself to someone who's already made their choice. You stop searching for peace in another person's decision. Because peace isn't found in what they say. It's found in what you accept. The power of stillness after separation. Think of it this way, when a pond is disturbed, you can't see your reflection. But when the water settles, everything becomes clear. Your heart is the same. When you stop reacting, stop calling, stop chasing, stop overthinking, clarity comes. You start to see the relationship for what it truly was. Not what you wished it would be. Maybe you realize you ignored red flags. Maybe you see that you gave more than you received. Or maybe, you simply see that both of you were doing your best, and your paths just no longer align. This is where dignified detachment becomes your superpower. You don't erase the person. You simply release the version of yourself that needed them. You take your energy back. You rebuild your boundaries. And slowly you return to yourself. Because the truth is, losing someone can actually return you to who you were before you started trying to please them. That's the hidden gift of heartbreak. Reclaiming your power. When you act from desperation, you lose your center. But when you act from peace, everything aligns. A Stoic doesn't seek revenge. They seek recovery. Not to prove a point, but to preserve their peace. Revenge keeps you tied to the person who hurt you. Forgiveness, not for them but for yourself, sets you free. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." So if they hurt you by being careless, your revenge is to be mindful. If they left without closure, your revenge is to find peace without answers. If they took you for granted, your revenge is to value yourself twice as much. Because dignity is silent power. You don't need to show them how well you're doing. Your peace is the proof. A simple practice of detachment. Here's something you can do when you catch yourself spiraling. Pause. When you feel that urge to text or check on them, stop. Take a deep breath. Reflect. Ask yourself, what am I really seeking right now? Connection or validation? Redirect. Channel that energy into something that builds you. Journaling, working out, learning something new, or simply sitting in silence. Repeat this truth. I am allowed to miss them without chasing them. I am allowed to grieve without losing my grace. With time, the pain softens. The silence becomes less threatening. And eventually you realize you didn't lose your peace. You just forgot where to find it. It was never in their words. It was always in your stillness. So now that you've accepted that loss is part of love, and you've learned to detach with dignity, there's one final step to healing the Stoic way. Turning heartbreak into wisdom. Because the end of a relationship isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of self-mastery. Part 3. Turn heartbreak into wisdom. Every heartbreak carries a hidden teacher. The Stoics didn't see pain as punishment, they saw it as a path to understanding. They believed that suffering becomes meaningful only when you learn from it. When love ends, it's tempting to say, "I wasted my time." But the truth is, no time spent loving sincerely is wasted. Every relationship reveals something about who you are, what you value, and what you still need to master. Maybe it taught you how deeply you can care. Maybe it showed you how easily you lose yourself. Or maybe it reminded you that peace is something you build within, not something another person can hand you. The Stoic approach is not to regret the past, but to reframe it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every disappointment becomes a teacher. Every rejection becomes redirection. Every ending becomes evolution. Pain is a mirror. The Stoics often used reflection as medicine. They wrote daily, not to vent, but to understand. You can do the same. Write what hurt you. Write what you expected. Write what you now see more clearly. Then ask yourself, did I love out of strength or out of fear? Did I communicate with honesty or with control? Did I listen to understand or only to be heard? When you answer honestly, your pain transforms into perspective. And perspective, that's where peace begins. Becoming whole again. The goal is not to never love again. The goal is to love again, wiser. To love, not because you need someone, but because you have something beautiful to share. To walk into connection with open eyes and a calm heart. The Stoic understands. Every person you meet, every love you experience is temporary, and that's what makes it precious. You don't need forever to make something meaningful. You just need to show up fully while it lasts. When you realize this, you stop clinging. You stop resenting. You start appreciating. And that's when love becomes free, not a chain but a choice. From heartbreak to harmony. Think of your heart as a forge. Every pain you endure is fire. Every tear is water. Every lesson, iron. The fire softens you. The water cools you. And the iron shapes you. You emerge not broken, but tempered. Not bitter, but balanced. So don't run from heartbreak. Don't numb it. Sit with it. Let it refine you. Because when you've suffered consciously, when you've healed without hatred, when you've learned without losing your kindness, that's when you've mastered the Stoic way of love. Composure is your power. The Stoic way isn't about avoiding love. It's about loving wisely. With peace, not possession. With presence, not fear. So when love ends, remember, you don't need revenge. You don't need closure. You need composure. Because when you stay calm in the storm, you discover something unshakable inside you. A peace no heartbreak can touch. If this message resonated with you, pause for a moment, breathe deeply, and type in the comments, "I choose composure over chaos." And before you go, subscribe to this channel. Like this video if it brought you clarity, and share it with someone who's healing right now. Together, let's build a world where love is strong, because hearts are steady, where silence is wisdom, and peace is power. Thank you for watching.